All right, y'all, we are back with another one. So, as we reported yesterday, a woman by the name of Khadija Shari, who was a former employee of Beyonce, should be performed with Beyonce at the Super Bowl when she did the whole formation performance. She also, was a model. She did commercials for L'Oreal, and she did a lot of, video work with other, artists within the industry. So she came out yesterday and made some allegations against Beyonce regarding a child of hers. So we got to get back into this, man. Ever since then, this came out. She's been posting subliminals in her stories. And let me say this. I realize the bigger bloggers don't grab stories like this and post them until TMZ does. It's like when they all follow TMZ. Uh, Basically, when they drop stories, that's when they all fall in line to report on this. And that's why I'm glad people like us and other bloggers on YouTube and other people will pick up on stories like this. You know what I mean? When the bigger bloggers, I understand that they're a bigger platform, but they should be doing their due diligence and looking into this stuff and reporting on it when it's something there. Now we don't know what this thing is about fully yet because the woman ain't really coming out and speaking fully and clearly about the details of her allegations. So we're going to get back into this. Before we get into this video is sponsored by nightandayherbals.com. Let's get into this commercial. Be right back.
If you crave nature but still shop online, Night and Day Herbals is your dream come true. Discover premium herbal soaps, shampoos, and CBD products. All organic, all for you. Shop now at nightandayherbals.com.
All right, the link for our shop is in the description of this video and pinned to the chat. All right, let's get back into it. All right, so yesterday she posted Beyonce on her page with a caption. Since then, the post has been deleted. Like, actually, the post was deleted even before I did the video. Like, I had the screenshot and everything of what she posted, but then I went back to her page and she's since then deleted. So she said in the caption, "Are you effing serious? You call for my child to be raped. You evil effing witch." She added essence saying, check on my child. I'm about to blow this shit through the effing roof. So she asked Beyonce saying, "You went too effing far. You gotta be kidding me. I'm the child you off to be a star. You forgot. You were only supposed to be a star on the tree. Giving orders of takeouts never went never went with your stardom. Watch what the F y'all do this time. When it was happening to me, I kept my mouth shut for my career, not for my goddaughter. I'll blow I'll blow your world up." And she says, really, Jigga Man? So since then she's been posting subliminals in her story, which I want to switch to. She posted a picture of Beyonce from one of her videos in a police uniform. So I don't know what she mean by that. Maybe she signifying that Beyonce going to be going to jail. I don't know what this is about, but she's been posting, you know, frequently. So she posted like some evil devil eyes in her story as well. I don't know what that signified. Maybe she's signifying that Beyonce is evil and you know there's eyes on her now. She posted this right here. Um, you know, a cartoon figure of a woman standing in the road with the car in the background. I guess that's supposed to be Beyonce. And she played a song by J. Cole saying, what's the name of this song? I can't even see this cut off, but let me play it. And I know she knows, and I know she knows. Saying, I know she knows, a J. Cole song. So, she's saying, throwing subliminals, within her story. All right, then she later posted a video of a woman that do little tarot readings. And it says, Gemini, your fate for February 2020 with a caption she wrote in there saying, let me see what this says because it's kind of blocked off a little bit. So y'all gotta bear with me. Make sure y'all hitting that like button as well. So she said, matter of fact, let me go to it. on her because it's kind of like cropped out and blocked off. Hold on, y'all bear with me for a minute. Bear with a guy for a minute. I truly appreciate y'all tuning in to me. I'm doing this in real time. I'm not doing no editing or none of that. I'm giving this to y'all raw. So I need y'all to just bear with it, brother, so I can get this for y'all. All right. Let me go to here. Let me go to here because I gotta pull it up on my other device so I can see it a little better. All right, let me go to it, y'all. Bear with me. All right, so she posted. All right, so it says industry look closer. Hashtag 2020. She said Aaliyah, Tupac, Amy Winehouse, etc. It's the new angle. Wink wink. So are she signifying that they're knocking people off in the industry? Because that's been, another rumor put out by, other artists in the industry, including Kanye West, saying people in Hollywood come up missing. You know what I mean? So let me go to the next one. All right, so she posted another thing from Revolt. Rihanna's cousin Tanella Elaine passes away at 28, and then she puts the hearts with the prayer hands with the hearts. So she's been posting subliminals. I wish the woman would come out and fully, explain in details what she meant by these allegations towards Beyonce. Um, as we know, Beyonce's former drummer came out about her and suing her for doing witchcraft on her, claiming that she's, her money and stuff was being taken and whatsoever. So I want to jump back into that if y'all don't mind, because I haven't fully followed that whole situation where the Kimberly Thompson drummer lady came out about Beyonce. I didn't cover that, so I want to kind of spin the block back on that and jump back into that. Now, the woman since then, a few years back, addressed Jaguar when Jaguar was on the blue couch saying that, explaining the situation with this woman, the drummer and Beyonce, and saying that the woman that Beyonce and killed the woman cat and tried to off her and all that. So she actually responded to that. And we're gonna get into that. She actually responded to that. Let me bring this back up. Y'all bear with me. Sometimes the sound go out on the StreamYard, but all right. So this is a video posted by Premium Celeb on YouTube. So the title is Beyonce ex drummer just said this about Jaguar Wright. So let's go ahead and get into it. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Let's continue.
Okay, so you, Miss Jaguar, who I don't know at all, this is what brings me back to you, Miss Wright. You said you and Terry Lynn Carrington are really good friends.
By my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington. She went and killed the girl cats.
Which is a lie. The Pet Society killed my cat because that's just the thing. They were all in shape shifting and role playing, matrixy type of reptilian type of thing, So they're on that. And Beyonce didn't want to meet her then. Beyonce's been very mean to me and my family and to my friends and to my community. I mean to be rude, but who are you, Jaguar? You also got into the Illuminati, the occult. And everybody who goes there, yeah, they got to go through something. They're like spilling all the secrets and, stuff about all these people just to do it. You don't join something and then go tell everything that's there. Like if I had to do that, I'd have to be on trial.
All right, so that's her addressing Jaguar about the whole cat thing. I wanna kind of go back a little bit, back to Khadija Shari, and I want to kind of she posted. I want to kind of go back into where she posted this video of the woman, the Gemini thing, and let's see what kind of subliminal messages we can get out of this. Her posting the Gemini, your fate, February. So I got that video of the of that. Hold on just for a second, y'all. Bear with a brother, bear with a brother, please bear with a brother. So I got the video for that. So we're going to kind of see what's being said in this video. I kind of found it, you know. Okay, so the woman does mention something about Virgos. So Khadija, Cherie is a Virgo, and also Beyonce is a Virgo. So the woman mentioned something about Virgos in this uh, Gemini's or whatever. So let's get in here and see what these subliminal messages is. This is a video posted by Pickle Tree Tarot or Piquet or I can't even say it. I guess that's Picket Tree Tarot. So let's get into this. All right. Let me
I
see.
don't know. I'm not really sure what's happening here, but I'm getting like you're gonna know because you're gonna feel like this pull. Like, damn, if you're feeling unsure, I'm getting turn around. Like, do not go against your intuition. Okay, I'm not really sure what that is. This could be too work. Like maybe you leave work and then you're like, okay, no, I should go back. Keep going home or something like that. You'll know. It's hard for me to describe the feeling that I'm having, but I'm getting because I see you stop and I see you thinking, like really thinking hard. I'm getting keep going or something like that. Yeah, we have the death card, 10 of wands. Yeah, it's over, it's done. Keep driving the opposite direction. I don't know what this is about.
All right. Yeah.
Cause I'm kind of getting like a somewhat of a setup or not really. But what's the 10 of wands and the death, the world card? Yeah, something is over here. I'm getting you're gonna, yeah, you need to follow your intuition. Like there's something going on with an El Capitan, a baby boss, a Virgoan, an Aquarian, possibly,
Mm.
yeah, possibly a Tauran as well, Sage as well. I'm getting all the signs are here. I'm getting a lot of heavy hitters. So
So she said a boss that's a Virgo. So I guess that's what Khadija was pertaining to. So let's further listen and see what's the make of
So
this.
I'm also getting to like a house party, a private party. Something is going on here. You need to leave, or if you feel like if you have the urge to get up and leave, get the fuck go ahead and leave, or something like that. What's the 10 of wands and the death card? Yeah, we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles.
I don't really follow all this tarot shit for really, but I just wanted to see what type of clues was
Yeah, because
being dropped in
I think
this.
somebody really wants you to come over. Somebody's really trying to get you to come to their home, or somebody really trying to get you to do something.
Mm.
I feel like the second 10 days, you shouldn't, it's not the right time. No, I feel like you shouldn't do it. I see something very sinister here.
Mm.
I see something happening with a vehicle. Because I'm kind of getting like somebody's being tracked, like somebody's tracking you. I see someone like looking for you. All right,
Mm.
what is the Hierophant and the Three of Wands before we move on?
All right, so the lady, I guess, referred to that video because there were some clues. I guess she wanted people to look into regarding, the tarot reading of that woman saying she's basically tracking her, and that kind of make me go back to the drummer again. So I'm going back and forth between the Khadija and the drummer because both of these people accuse Beyonce of some heinous acts and stuff. So it seemed like it's a track record of them doing some things within that industry. Uh, Beyonce, they basically making her out to be like some evil witch that's be doing, controlling people, doing witchcraft and spells on people and all those different things. So let's kind of go back real quick, and I want to get into this interview right here. Let me reshare it because sometimes the sound go out. So y'all bear with a brother. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing this video. So I want to go to the interview where she conducted this interview with the dude and basically, all right, hold on y'all. All right, here we go. Where's it at? Oh, here we go. All right, we want to get back into this. All right, so this video was posted by Uber YouTuber 2018. All right, and this is the video of the former Beyonce's former drummer did the interview. So let's get into it.
And I would be remiss. You were a little bit in the news recently. I don't know if you saw, but what could you just explain to me what prompted that and why you believe this sort of negative energy was coming from Beyonce, and just talk about that a little bit so we could understand that.
Um, well, I definitely did that to definitely be so clear to cut the cord that I don't want to have anything to do with this person at all. I don't want to work with them. I'm even embarrassed that I have worked with them because it's literally shattered everything that I tried to build after doing that work in my life. So if I have I always said when I was a kid, I never would want to regret anything, but this I regret. I regret that we ever worked together because it's turned my life completely upside down. She's not been able to let me go. She's not been able to let me progress into a mature woman and work with other people, build other great entities and statues and trophies.
So she's basically saying Beyonce is controlling her career because she came out about exposing her. So she's basically saying Beyonce is a person that just controls people. Let's get into it.
That develop in the arts world and music. She's just been a savage, stealing my intellectual property, stealing my ideas, just basically doing anything and everything to damage any type of happiness that I could have had up to current. That be in my own independent career, establishing my own company, my own music, relationships, whether it be business partnerships, personal relationships. So I've had to do a lot of work, a lot of practice of self-love. I know that, I was that kid that grew up and always did the right things and always studied really hard and always did a lot for whoever I was working for and the company. And, that time has come and passed over and over again. And it's just been a nightmare to try to move on and do other things with other people without it getting totally destroyed. Other people I've worked with that have been on a plateau have been paid to fire me. I found this out. And then
Now you see a lot of things Nicki Minaj been saying lately regarding Jay-Z and Rock Nation, how they be blackballing and blocking people from getting certain jobs and positions within the industry. And that's kind of true. I mean, we've been heard a lot of people come out and say, just because things didn't work out between, maybe Jay-Z signing someone and someone refusing to do certain things that they would tell them that you would never work in this town again and things of that nature. I remember Gilly saying that when they were supposed to get a deal with Jay-Z back in the day, and they kind of lowballed them on a contract, like what they was going to sign, a bonus they was going to sign the whole group for. They kind of denied it because it wasn't enough money, and Gilly said he was blackballed since then. You know what I mean? Like far as making moves within the music industry. And then you have Nicki Minaj coming out recently about Rock Nation doing some things with keeping her from getting certain deals and making certain moves, and claiming Jay-Z or like $300 million and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot of things being said within that industry. So let's continue though.
it just kept happening. So it was like, it was a pattern. You get really excited about something, you build it up, you invest all this time and everything in it, and then, she comes and pays people to fire me and insult me, and it's just been disastrous. And, I'm pretty strong, so I've, kept my train moving forward and establishing new relationships and in different entities of the industry, like stepping away from jazz, going into pop, going into hip hop, going into independent writing, composition writing, teaching, touring, television, inspirational speeches, helping people cleanse, become more aware of their purpose here spiritually, Broadway, and so I have a lot to give to the world, and she's just I think there's a huge amount of jealousy there that she hasn't discussed with me, and but everybody knows, like it's interesting that the public doesn't know all these things, but the people that are associated in the higher powers, to say more or less, do, and
I mean, you gotta realize a lot of these mega stars, mega celebrities are protected by a certain special interest that has a lot of money invested in them. A lot of, people they represent. Their face is on a lot of brands. A lot of money is being, moved around. A lot of deals is being done behind the scenes. Like, so these people gonna do whatever they need to protect their special interests. You know what I'm saying? So none of this stuff is far fetched that this lady is saying far as with, you know, certain things, because once you on the outside of that circle, then they're going to treat you like an outsider. You're not going to be able to. They will block you from doing things, certain things. I mean, we didn't heard a lot of, the Monique and the Tyler Perry situation with the Oprah and Lee Daniels and all that. And once you tell these people no, it's like you saying no to a whole lot of opportunities. And there's nothing wrong with saying no. Like, if you don't want to be subjected to certain things, you shouldn't have to do something that you don't want to do in order to get to a certain level. Like, if it ain't just based off of talent, you know what I mean? Then what we here for? Because now you got to be building relationships with people. You got to be you know, friends and acquaintances, and you got to be in the in circle in order to get certain levels, to get to certain levels within the industry. Like, it's just a effed up ass business, man. I tell you that.
I've just been bullied this entire time. This has been going on for a very long time, and so
We
it's
heard that
taken
word. We heard the word bully before being used a lot of times,
God's strength, actually,
many a
to
time.
really make me get up and go stand up for myself. And doing that, starting with a restraining order. I don't want anything to do with this person, like, at all. I've said that for a very long time. I've even relocated cities and houses and
Damn.
apartments, and ways have been found to manipulate that and control that. I've lost a huge amount of money dealing with this situation. A lot of money has been stolen from me. A lot of rental deposits have been stolen from me.
Damn.
Just any money that was ever coming to me has been stolen and manipulated by this person. And it's all just a very wicked tactic to just keep me down and keep me under some type of control. And I've had enough. I've had enough. So the fact that I even had the strength to go file a restraining order, which I did, to be very confidential, is already was so much for me, because I'm such a nice, loving, patient, tolerable person.
And necessarily, Beyonce herself, but like I said, there's special interest that's going to want to protect you know, the person that's representing them, these big corporations. So yeah, they might send some people, to harass you, to scare you, or basically make your life a living hell by, just making your life very, very uncomfortable to keep you quiet. So this doesn't sound too far fetched. I'm not gonna call this woman a liar. Obviously, you could tell by her body language, and she's really serious about it. Cause you know how some people you could tell that be telling this type of shit be like, oh, they be on some bullshit, like, you know what I mean? But you could tell she's looks kind of shook up a little bit about this situation. You know what I mean?
This has been going on since 2006, and it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. And for a very long time, I put this person on a pedestal. I loved them. I'd send emails, publicly, happy birthday, and all this stuff. And the entire time, this person was casting spells and manipulating me and
Damn.
controlling my job situations, my relationships, just all kinds of things. So I come to you very pure with no makeup on. I just got out of the shower. I took an Epsom salt shower. You know, I love that for my skin. And I'm totally into just self-nurturing and self-love because that's what I need right now.
Well, and Kimberly, and yeah, I appreciate you coming out. You do look you look fantastic just stepping out of the shower. But I'm embarrassed at how I look right now. But and let's just, I don't want to stay on the negative for more than just a couple more minutes. So let's just go live, and then we'll get to the positive. So there was some, just I have to ask just because it was out there, the about the what happened with your cat? What happened with this? She cast spells. What exactly happened there with your cat, and then with your money and your phone?
My money is tied up right now. Right now, she's trying to force this third world country type of way of living on me in the United States. It's very interesting. I grew up with pets, and I lived in New York City for a very long time, and I really wanted one. It will be a year that I got the cat, and the cat died, like today. Beautiful kitten. She's 3 months old. She was abused, and I went and picked her up. She was beautiful, and we had a good time for a moment, and then like a lot of weird stuff started happening, and then so I decided to take it back, and I took it back, and the cat started doing weird magical stuff. Like I'm telling the nurse, like, hey, I don't want this kitty. Please take it back. It's being weird, and I don't, I've lived with cats for almost 20 years as a child. These behaviors I'm experiencing from this cat is challenging my 20 years of education with living with a cat. And so something's wrong with this kitten, and I don't want it, and the cat it's had its own personality. It stuck his hand out and grabbed my finger, type of weird, crazy shit. Excuse my French. I'm going to France soon, so I'm just practicing.
I don't really know about the cat situation because I didn't know you can, as far as putting up, spells on the cat and all that. I'm not ruling out what she's saying, but I don't know. The whole cat thing is kind of weird to me. But I'm not ruling it out. I'm not saying it didn't happen or whatever, but I'm just trying to make logic of, why would Beyonce want to put a spell on your cat? I don't know. Y'all could explain it in the comments below.
And so I kept the cat out of guilt, out of, emotional ambiguity. I drained my bank account on the situation. And then I took the cat to the West Coast to do a job in San Diego, La Jolla. And more bipolar activity started happening. I was getting abused every time I came home from work. And I'm talking about like 12 to 16-hour days. I come home to rest, and then the cat was like, well, not 12 to 16. I mean, I would have breaks because it's like I would come home for lunch every day and then come home for dinner, and then I would come back to rest. And I was just getting abused to the point where I'm still healing from a scratch on my rib cage at this time because it drew blood. It was awful. It was very, very awful. I've never been attacked by an animal, and I was at this time. And my scar is still healing on my rib cage. So it was so manic and gnarly that I ended up calling 2 psychics to, like, I got the first word from the first psychic, and I didn't want to believe it. So I called later after like right before this happened to get a confirmation to make sure, because I didn't want to release this cat. I have an emotional attachment to pets, as we all do. And they were like, the cat has a spell on it. And I said, well, what about this person, that we are discussing at this time? They're like, yes, this person put the spell on a cat, and you need to get rid of it, like right away. You need to do something, because otherwise you're going to be in really, really, really huge trouble. And so I've been being followed this entire time. I'm dealing with
Damn, she done being
a group
followed.
of people, her specifically. They practice this. I don't know jack shit about witchcraft and magic spells and all this stuff. And I don't condemn anybody who does. Everybody, we live in America. It's the First Amendment. Everybody has their right to express freedom of speech and freedom of practice of religion or no religion. So I'm very well aware of that. And that's also why I'm not religious, so that I can interact with all types of people. I'm very spiritual. I don't like diversity and I don't like discrimination because it just keeps us at a negative separation from each other. And so I'm being followed this entire time. I have colleagues that are seeing this happening that I'm working with, and
Wow.
we're all like, this is crazy and this is gnarly. And so the cat was taken back to her people, like, and they killed it. So, and I have it on video, and I'm just like, I can't deal with this shit. But at the same time, it was a new job, and I couldn't like not do my new job. And so I went into work, like my eyes totally bloodshot. Everybody thought I had smoked the biggest, bag of Bob Marley, and I was just like, no, I didn't do that. But that's cool that you guys are, cool if I did, but no, that's not what this is. Like literally, my heart just got ripped out. This is very emotional for me, and one of my true loves has been absolutely destroyed and is no longer with me, and I'm here at work trying to keep a happy face on, and yes, it was very emotional for me. And so, like I said before, the cat would have been a year old today. I've completely stayed away from pets because I don't want to endure that type of situation and experience anymore. I'm trying not to cry right now, but yeah, this restraining order was not done as a publicity stunt. I don't want anything, and I really want to make that clear. I want nothing to do with this person. Like, this was not to up my career. This was not to jumpstart my drumsticks, my CDs, my music, my label. I don't want anything to do with this. If you even offered me money, if anybody was offering money for interviews, I would not take it. I don't want anything to do with this person. Like, I want it dead. And it's even as far as me taking the legal matter and taking steps into putting it on writing and saying it, literally, that I don't want anything to do with this entire situation, with her money, with whatever she's got going on. I found a lot of my intellectual property stolen by her, my ideas, my drawings, the things I say, the things I do. She's even encouraged other celebrities to also steal and copy my ideas and things like that. So this has been a complete nightmare. I've been absolutely, like, I don't want to say the word raped, but just brutally abused with this entire situation of her trying to control everything that I'm doing and where I'm going. I mean, I've even traveled to different cities and been followed with this witchcraft stuff, and it's like, so it's completely compelled me to go into the light, go straight to God. Like, I don't need a third party. Like, completely be very nice, be very loving, step in light, stay away from conflict, because there's negative energy going on, and I don't know who to trust anymore, like, at all. Not that I'm like paranoid or
Trust
anything,
nobody
but
within that industry.
energetically now, because of this situation, I'm absolutely trained now to know who's good for me and who is not,
Well, Kimberly, can I ask you something? Can you just, to sort of dead this situation and maybe do it this way, if you were looking at Beyonce instead of unfortunately looking at me,
Oh, you're beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Kimberly. But if you were talking to Beyonce right now, what did?
Yeah, that's crazy. And I don't know what happened to the rest of the interview, but I wanted to switch. Let me switch over because there is an update on that she put out regarding her lawsuit against Beyonce regarding this situation. So let's get to the update. Please make sure y'all smash that like button. This is put up by a channel called No Filter News and Talk. Beyonce ex drummer court update. So let's get into this. All right.
Hey everybody. So I just got some crazy news. I don't know. What you should know is that I had two restraining orders that I filed.
Oh,
One
two
against,
restraining orders.
obviously, you know who, that was sold by the courthouse there to make hot news, which was ridiculous. And I can't even believe we're still talking about it. And another one that was against someone else. So I actually filed two restraining orders. And I didn't go to court because I got a paperwork saying that the papers weren't delivered, and there was no court date. So that's why I didn't show up to court, quote unquote. And that court date actually had nothing to do with the situation that we're all very aware of at this time. So that's the truth. I just wanted to let you guys know. I filed 2 restraining orders, one where papers were served and they weren't acknowledged, they weren't picked up, and so they sent me a letter in the mail that I was very angry about, actually, saying that there was no court date because the papers couldn't be served properly. And the second one, you guys obviously know that it was denied, and then my paperwork was sold to the public and everything like that. So yeah, I'm just finding out from you guys writing me, so I wanted to totally, jump right back on and let you know what's going on. And thanks for letting me know what's going on, because I'm not even, I could care less. This situation is, I think, beneath all of us. But nonetheless, that's what happened. I went and filed 2 restraining orders. One was denied, and you guys know that because my paperwork was sold publicly from the courthouse to make the news. And the one that they were supposed to deliver the papers, they weren't actually able to serve them to the other person that I was getting a restraining order against, because I guess they weren't home. But I had the sheriff get involved and try to deliver those papers, and they couldn't get delivered. And I got a letter saying that there was no court date. So, and I have it, but I don't want to keep playing these little games. So yeah, so I hope you guys who are inquiring about the court date that the Hollywood Scoop, I guess, is talking about right now. Yeah, there were 2 restraining orders, just to be very clear. There were 2 restraining orders for 2 different people. One was denied and sold to the Blast, I don't remember their name, Blast Magazine, or I don't know, which you guys know about, and all that stuff is still going on. I'm still getting stalked, and all that stuff is still continue on. Ridiculous. And then the second person that I got papers served for, the sheriff went to deliver them, and they weren't there. So, and that was the court date that was coming up, and I got papers, I was very prepared for this, but I got papers saying that they couldn't deliver the papers, so the court date was cut off. So I don't know why they're reporting that I missed the court date, because I was sent paperwork that there was no court date because they couldn't deliver the papers. So yeah.
All right, y'all. So we gonna definitely continue to follow the story with Khadija Shari making these, these wild claims about Beyonce. I'm looking forward to seeing what type of more details going to come about this, because she made that one post and then deleted it. Now she's posting subliminals, like I'll be sure was doing with the Diddy shit. You know what I mean? Like, I wish people just come out, and if you got something to say and your shit is factual, I think you should come out and say it. Like, you know what I mean? Fuck being scared or anything. If you got some, some things, and you got some evidence and shit that can back your claims. And now let me mention this too. Y'all motherfuckers gotta start going to the police. You know what I'm saying? Like, people be making these wild claims, and that it be like shit that can get people land in jail. So if you got some, things that's happening to you that's regarding, unlawful, then y'all need to take that shit to the police, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, make sure y'all smash the like button. Continue to, share this and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And on that note, we're gonna go ahead and get up out.
If you crave nature but still shop online, Night and Day Herbals is your dream come true. Discover premium herbal soaps, shampoos, and CBD products. All organic, all for you. Shop now at nightandayherbals.com.